I'm Angela. I am here with my dad today, who is a master printer. And, I have independently published a couple of books myself, so thanks to him, learned a lot of terminology in the printing business, which made my life a lot easier. So I thought it might be helpful to go through some of the common phrases or terms that you might hear in the printing industry as you're trying to maybe go on this journey yourself. So we're going to do this kind of interview style. All right, so Dad, what is a bleed?
A bleed is where the ink runs right off the page, and you can see that here. It's upside down, but there's no margin. So we have right here the ink goes right off the page, and they do that by printing past that on a wider sheet of paper, and then they cut it back later.
So to add to that, when I created these files, I had to make the image bigger so that when they cut it off, there was no visible white line.
Standard bleed is an extra 1/8 of an inch of ink.
All right, the next, gutter or margin?
Gutters are what's in the middle of the booklet. So this is the gutter, and a margin is the white space along the edge of the sheet. And a bleed, you can have a bleed on the inside in the gutter. So this one, the gutter bleeds.
All right, then we have trim size. I'm going to take this one. So when I printed my first picture book for Angria, I originally printed it as an 8.5 by 11, so horizontal format here. So that's the trim size. Actually, let me rephrase that. This is an 11 because the trim size actually goes this measurement first. So this is an 11 by 8.5. I chose to do it this size because I wanted a wide format. So I printed this for Ingram Spark because Amazon does not offer this size. But later I reformatted it to be square. So this is 8.5 by 8.5. So that's the trim size of this one, which Amazon does offer as a size. And then honestly don't remember the exact trim size of this. I think it's somewhere around 5 3/4 by 8 and something. I'll edit it in later. But that's the trim size of this one. All right, next we have perfect binding.
Perfect binding is not always perfect. But anyway, this is a perfect bound book. You can see the pages are stacked one on top of another like this way. They're individual sheets printed front and back, and they're glued on the edge, and then the cover is bound around the package of paper and glued along the edge. Another kind of binding would be saddle stitching, which would be an 11 by 17 one sheet folded in half, and then the staples would be put in the binding to hold it together. Perfect is better.
All right, next we have cover finish. I will take this one. So when I first printed my paperback books for my Somnium series, I decided to go with a matte finish. So it's maybe a little harder to tell, but you can see there's no real shine to it. The thing that I actually really like about the matte finish is it's soft, which is, I don't know, kind of a fun feeling, as opposed to a glossy cover. So you can see here my children's book has a shiny finish. So those are the two finishes you can get. All right, next we have spine. What do you have for this, Dad?
Spine. The spine of the book, it's very much like being perfect bound, but it's this edge here. There are different kinds of spines. This hardcover spine, you can see there's a groove down here, and that's clamped so that the glue sticks better, and that makes part of the spine. But the spine on perfect bound books can be broken when you open them up a lot. You can break the spine, which breaks the glue and can damage it, but that's what it's all about. Books should get used.
Something else I would point out about the spine, especially if you're designing files, is here we have the paperback book and here is the hardcover. You can see the hardcover, because it's a little bit thicker due to the cover, left space for me to add the title of the book and my name, as opposed to the paperback. The spine is not thick enough, so you can't add anything additional. All right, next we have barcode. I will actually take this one. So the barcode, that's a bad example. The barcode is printed on the back of the book here. And when you print through Amazon KDP, you can use one of Amazon's barcodes, or you can use your own. I chose to use my own barcodes, which you have to purchase through Bowker, the service Bowker. So you do actually have to pay for them. If you only publish through Amazon KDP, they will add the barcode for you. But like this book in particular, this one was printed through Ingram Spark, and they require you to purchase your own barcode, so something to keep in mind. All right, next we have proof. I will take this one. This one's fun for me. So when I first wrote my first chapter book, my dad made me my own proof. This was fantastic. If you have the ability or opportunity to create a proof of your book versus just printing it out on 8.5 by 11 paper, this really meant a lot to me. As you can see, there's lots of comments here throughout the book. I had my husband, my kids, other people read the book and give me their feedback. So this was a good way to get some feedback. And then this is an example of a proof from Amazon's KDP service. So you can see here it has this really ugly bar that says not for sale. These are cheaper than buying the author copy of the book, which you can also do, which comes without this bar. But this is, you can buy cheaper so that you can see the quality of the book.
Hey, Ange, can I talk about the proof I made just a little bit?
Yes, please.
This was kind of fun. I don't have a book press or any of the fancy equipment that Amazon or Ingram has. So I did this pretty much all by hand, just out of my head. I used some hot glue, believe it or not. I used a lead weight to hold it down, squeeze it tight, and then I drew the glue on there and quickly wrapped the cover around the edge. It was great fun, and it helped a lot, I can tell. But you can do a lot yourself.
That's what we do here. We do it ourselves. All right. Next we have paperback versus hardcover. I'll take this one. So as you can see, I printed my Angria book in 2 different formats. So this being hardcover, which is exactly what it sounds like. It has a thick hard cover, and paperback is what it sounds like also, just paper. So there's no real hardness to the cover. Most services offer both, so you can choose which one you want to do. All right, next we have front matter, body matter, and back matter. I'll let you take this one, Dad.
Well, it's not as self-explanatory as you might think because they're talking matter, but essentially what they're talking about: front matter, back matter, inside cover, and the inside matter is all the text or graphics that you have on the inside.
All right, next we have manuscript. I'll take this one. So manuscript refers to your copy of your book. So that's everything that's not the cover. Everything that is your book, essentially. Usually you use Microsoft Word if you're on a Windows machine. I use Pages because I use a Mac. But whatever program you have it in, when you see manuscript, they're referring to that file that is your book. All right, our last one, page spread. I'll let you take this one.
Oh, let's see. Give me a second to find one. It's the trick of the industry. These are 2 different sheets of paper. You got a sheet on the left, a sheet on the right, and there's text that goes right through the spine, and they line up. If you flatten them out, it would be almost perfect. That's quite a trick, by the way. If they don't line up, it shows up just like bad registration in printing where the 4 colors CMYK don't show up.
All right, that's all we have. Thanks for joining me today.
Have a great day.